Hello ladies and gentlemen, Reginald Scott here. I want to talk to you today about self-defense for cyclists. This series of videos is going to be split into at least 3 videos. One is going to be this one, which is going to be a discussion about the strategies and the mindset that you need for effective self-defense. The second is going to be about utilizing the tools that you have at your disposal for self-defense. And the final video is going to be a demonstration with myself and a colleague of mine who is unavailable at the moment, but I'm hoping to get a meeting with them at some point, maybe next week or the week after, to do a physical demonstration of self-defense techniques. I will dress up in my cycling gear and my bike. They will come at me in the style of an angry driver, and I will show you everything from diffusing the situation to full-on if it comes to blows. The guy I've chosen is a good friend of mine. It's someone I've studied martial arts with for a long time, and he's freaking massive. He looks like, I don't know, some kind of Russian bear, basically. Big fella, big scary looking guy, really nice, absolute jolly green giant. Really nice guy. He's the kind of guy who would be your worst case scenario. So that's why I want to use him. Because if I can show you effective techniques against someone of his size and stature, then it's going to give you confidence that you can prepare yourself for a similar situation. The worst thing I see is that on the internet, I've seen a lot of videos on the internet of cyclists getting hit by drivers and getting knocked out. I've never seen the cyclists get the upper hand. Cyclists tend to have weak upper body strength and good lower leg strength, and absolutely no tools for self-defense. So an angry van man gets out, who's a builder or a plumber or something, big, fat, plenty of muscle and brawn, no brains, and just comes swinging, and the cyclist goes down. And that's a serious issue that I want to rectify. I don't want to hear of any of my friends, colleagues, or fellow YouTubers out there getting beaten up because they don't know how to defend themselves, or they're not thinking about defense. I know from experience it's really easy. Some guy drives at you with their car. To me, that seems like someone threatening you with a knife. Okay, that's how I feel about it when it happens to me. And it's easy to get agitated. It's easy to throw insults. It's easy to get all fueled up by this initial aggression from the driver. Or stupidity sometimes. But the most important thing is, of course, when they pull up and try and get out of their car, diffuse the situation. From my own experience, one time I had this, and what I did is I blocked the driver's door with my body. Because they're in a seated position, it's very difficult for them to get out if you block it with your full body weight. And then you can talk to them through the window and say, look, it's not worth it, just drive on. That is what we're looking for. We're looking for the ability to avoid the fight. I have not been in many fights in my life. In fact, never a really serious fight. A couple of scraps, but nothing really serious where I thought my life was on the line. You never want to be in that situation, and you want to avoid that situation at all costs. So always be thinking about, how can I diffuse this situation? But also be thinking about, if push comes to shove and I can't get away and I can't diffuse the situation, I need to be ready to defend myself. And many people out there on a day-to-day basis, out on the roads on the UK, are not ready to defend themselves from what I have seen. They don't have the mentality and they don't have the mindset. They just stand there and let people hit them. Because they don't expect the other person not to be rational. As cyclists, many of you are very rational, very intelligent people. And you don't go around starting fights, or you don't go around intentionally wanting to hit people. But other people aren't like you. And 9 times out of 10 you might be right. 9 times out of 10 that guy's just coming up to blow off some steam. But that one time where he does hit you, what's going to happen? People have been punched and killed instantly. Happened in the UK a few years ago with a guy who was mentally disabled. He told some guy, actually on a bicycle, to stop cycling on the pavement, and the guy's friend punched him once. He fell over, hit the back of his head on the concrete, and died. Do you want a police officer turning up to your house late at night to tell your wife and your kids or your brothers and sisters or your family that you've been killed today by an angry driver who took a swing at you? No, you do not. So this is why it's really important, because the roads aren't just dangerous because of cars. The roads are dangerous because of the drivers. Okay? And the reason I got cameras in the first place was because the driver threatened to kill me. And he was the one who started the situation by nearly killing me with his vehicle. And this is the kind of stupidity we have to put up with. But the point is, you need to be ready if things go down. Okay, so have the mindset. Be thinking like a martial artist. Have a martial mindset. I love Japanese philosophy. I have a lot of books on martial arts and Japanese philosophy. And the rules of being a samurai state that you need to be always thinking about death. And what does that mean? Does that mean you spend all day thinking about dying? No, it doesn't. Does that mean you want to think about the ways of dying, like cancer or liver failure or something, or being hit by a bus? No, it doesn't. What it means is being ready for situations that could cause you to lose your life. And always be thinking, if this is my last moment, what am I going to do next? Thinking in a martial way. Okay? When that guy approaches you, all angry, all agitated, with his fist clenched, don't be thinking he's going to stop and he's going to back off, because he may not do. So be ready. In the demonstration video, I'm going to be showing you how to use the tools of self-defense as well as your bicycle to defend yourself. Using it as a shield, using it as a barrier, using it as an offensive weapon to push back your opponent. But now I just want to talk about the mental side of it and being ready. So we've already established the first thing you need to do is diffuse the situation. Second thing you need to do is prevent the situation from escalating, either by getting that driver to drive on, preventing them from leaving their vehicle, or if you can, escape. Now, one thing we forget as cyclists is, especially from the videos I've seen of cyclists getting hit, is they just stay rooted to the ground and wait for the driver to come at them. If the driver's got out of their car, they are on foot. You are still on a bicycle. Use it. Get the hell out of there. Cycle down the wrong way down a one-way street if you have to. Cycle between the traffic where that car can't follow. Cycle down an alleyway, or cycle somewhere where that driver can't go or can't get up to you. I watched a really good video of a guy getting punched by a van driver, and he managed to evade the van driver a little, but the van driver got out and ran at him, and he wasn't quick enough. He didn't get away, and the van driver knocked him down and punched him. But that should never really happen, because if you are in the situation, okay, you've found that you've tried to escape and you were unable to do so, then you know that they're going to be even more pissed off with you, and they're definitely going to do something when they get to you. If someone is physically chasing you with their vehicle and trying to stop you from leaving, they're not there to exchange insurance details. They're not there to give you a Christmas card. They're not there to ask you how your mum's doing. No, they're there to hit you. They're going to hit you. So get the hell off that bike if you're cornered. Use that bike to block them. Use it as a barrier. And when they come swinging over the top, get hold of them and drag them over the top of the bike. You know, be ready. Have something. So, for the future and for the next video, which I'm going to explain some weapon stuff, let's be thinking about mindset. Let's not be thinking everybody's as nice as we are, because they're not. Okay? Be thinking, if this is the worst case scenario, what am I prepared to do? What am I prepared to do to survive this and to come away from this better off than they are? Because that's all we're trying to do. I was talking to one of my instructors, one of my senseis the other day, and he said there are no trophies on the battlefield. He said there are no trophies. He said the only trophy you get is your life. If you walk away from the battlefield or from the fight and you still got your life, then you won. If you don't have your life, or you're so badly injured that you end up in a wheelchair, then you haven't won. That's what we're trying to avoid. There's no first, second or third place. There's just you survive it or you don't. And okay, 9 times out of 10, the guys come over, they punch the cyclist and kick him a couple of times and walk off. They don't finish the person off. But you don't know whether the guy you meet next time is a freaking psychopath. He is not going to stomp your brains out on the curb. You don't know that. So be thinking about it. It's a horrible subject. But I hate to think of nice, good people out there just trying to get to work one day. So we need to be thinking about this. Okay, so next video, please click on it when it comes up. It's going to be about, like I say, the tools of self-defense, what I recommend you do use and what you don't use. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was informative. I hope it woke you up to the fact that maybe you aren't thinking about stuff in as much as you should be. And thanks for watching, and please do stay safe. Reginald Scott out.